Are you tired of spending your time and money chasing strategy after strategy only to discover what worked 10, 5, or even 2 years ago is not working now? Things shift fast in the online space, and if you're not keeping up, you're getting left behind. It's time for something different. Welcome to the Marketing, Media, and Money Podcast, where every single episode will be jam-packed with proven, profitable strategies, behind-the-scenes secrets, and what's working now resources from industry experts and global influencers to help you scale your business, shorten your learning curve, and stand out in a crowded, noisy marketplace. And now, your host, award-winning marketing and media strategist, and international speaker, Patty Farmer.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's episode of the Marketing, Media, and Money Podcast. I am looking forward to sharing another amazing industry expert with you today. And today is really so exciting for me because some of them are just so wonderful, and today is fabulous. So let me tell you about her. The fabulous Dorris Burch is all about high concept, high impact, and high on thinking big for women in their next chapters. She's the go-to for supporting high-level women entrepreneurs to ignite their frequency, ignite their truth, and live a life that is fabulously authentic to them without feeling overwhelmed, guilty, or selfish. And I love that. And thank you so much, Dorris, for being here with me today.
Oh, well, thank you, Patty, for having me. I'm so excited to be on your podcast today.
I am so excited too. So let's just get with it. So here's one of the things that I think super interesting is that everybody is so worried about being authentic these days. It's also become a buzzword even. I don't think people really understand what that really means, or they think that being authentic means they need to be perfect or authentically who they are. I think we need to be authentically who we are too. But I think being authentic means who we are, good, bad, the ugly, all of it is who we are, unapologetically. I love that you say that. So let's start with, what's the Fab Factor? I know you talk about the Fab Factor all the time. I love it. Fabulous is one of my favorite words. People tell me that my initials are P and F, and my two favorite words are phenomenal and fabulous, and they're my initials. I'm sure there's something in there about that. But tell us about the Fab Factor.
Okay, so the Fab Factor, oh my gosh, it is my heart and soul's work. It really is, the main function is just around who a woman is being. And from that beingness is all connected to whatever frequency or vibration or energy that she's holding. And that really does speak very loud and clear when you walk in a room, or if you're having a conversation or anything. You always can feel who that woman is being by her frequency. And so that's what we deal with as the Fab Factor, is really tapping into that. You know, fabulous in our world has a whole, we have a couple definitions. We have one definition just in just a woman so she can be, do, and have it all, so to speak. But our bigger definition of fabulous that we take our clients through the process of being fabulous is tied into faith, awareness, believe, unapologetic permission, love yourself, opulence, unity, and then being spiritually connected. And then we have it deeper there. But when a woman is connected with all those 8 elements, then that allows her frequency to vibrate at such a high level. And then her energy force is just, unreckonable. I mean, she can walk in a room and her presence is just like blowing up candles and bombs or whatever.
Like when you walk in the room, I've seen those pictures on your site, and you are a force to be reckoned with. Do you think that women have it already and they just don't know it? Or do you think that there's some ways to massage it and to actually acquire it along the way?
I think some women do have it, and then the women who don't have it can acquire it if they choose to. So they have to make a decision to reinvent themselves, so to speak, that if they want to be really seen, if they want their presence to really be there, they have to decide that. So that comes down to their frequency and their energy and their vibration. Those things can be shifted and rewired and reprogrammed within a woman so that she can exude that kind of thing if she desires it. It has to take a lot of work to do so, and she has to be conscious of it, has to be very conscious and intentional. But for those women that, and I say have it, so I say, like, I think I was born with it, but I also think because I was born with it, it was also much, what's the best word? I don't even know the best word to use. But because my mom put me in dancing, so I did ballet, tap, and jazz, that assisted me on being a platform that requires you to show up. Then I did modeling, that puts you in a platform to show up. And those things gave me the ability early on to capture a level of confidence that now is really easy for me. But I think any woman can step into that if she so desires.
I love that. So let's step back a little bit. I know that a lot of times when we're younger, we think about what we want to be, right? Like I know for me, I told my mom early on I was going to be the president. Kind of funny. And then I wanted to be an interior designer, and now here I am, right? So I know we all have ideas and things that happen along the way. And literally, you just shared with us that you felt like you were born with that. And believe me, I believe that. I think I can really believe that. Tell us sort of what's your aha moment, your journey that made you realize that this wasn't just something that you were, but that you wanted actually to help other women too. Like, how did you get from there to here? Tell us the story.
Oh my gosh. Well, the story is crazy, as anybody's life story is. You think you're going one path and then you get off the path, but I think I got back on. So initially when I was growing up, I have always been interested in fashion and beauty. I say I came out the womb. I was born, okay, I have to share this. I was born in a hospital. I'm from Kansas City, Missouri, and the hospital name that I was born in was called Queen of the World. So I think that was so appropriate for me to be born in a hospital called Queen of the World. So I've sort of like embodied that to some degree. But the loving fashion and beauty was my thing. I majored in fashion merchandising because I also love that, but I also am, so I have that two-sided left and right brain go on. I knew I needed to understand business side of fashion as well. So I took that route, and I always cared about how women looked and then how women had confidence. But then I went into the corporate world and then, got kind of lost off track, so to speak, in some way, or sort of got the dream, but went on another path, which is all great. But then when I got off the corporate track and got back into what I was really called to do, I had to really evaluate what was that. And I had, a download message back long time ago in 94 that I would be on a platform empowering women to be the highest version of who they were created to be. And that stuck with me. And I wanted to explore what that looked like. And so when I got out of the corporate track, I really decided to see what that looked like. And that involved assisting women and supporting women to be the highest version of who they were created to be. And that allows me to do this work because that is my mandate on what I'm required to do. I have to do it. I did not live with myself if I didn't support women in that way.
I absolutely love that. So with that in mind, you could go back and talk to your 20 to 25-year-old self, or even to a brand new entrepreneur or business owner right now. What would you tell them to do first? What would be your advice? Like, what's the first thing I think somebody needs to do?
I really think the first thing somebody needs to do is just be you. Be you. If I think about from up to 25, probably started falling for the okie doke when I was like 26, 27, but up to 25, I was full blown me in everything. I didn't look around trying to see what someone else was doing. I was just me. And because I was just me, it allowed me to really flourish in a whole different way. When I look back now and see and remember those days, I was like, silly girl, thinking to fall into the trap of following those proverbial rules, which is why now I'm all like, be unapologetic about who you are. So I think any woman, anybody coming in, just be you. It will take you exactly where you need to go when you are already there, because that means then you're already in the buzzword authentic self, because you are just being you and nobody else is you. That's one of our biggest strengths in everything. No one else is us. So whatever we do in the be you thing, nobody else can do it, because it's you doing it. It's you being it. And I think that's what people love when they really meet someone who is finally in their be-you-ness, so to speak.
I love that. But I think we all have these lessons that we learn along the way. Sometimes we step in our own way. What for you was the biggest obstacle, blind spot, or roadblock you felt you had to overcome getting out of your own way to be your own fabulous self?
You know what? I will say my transition from leaving the corporate world and then stepping into an unknown space. So I left the corporate world and went into direct sales. And I went in direct sales in Texas, in Dallas, Texas, where the famed headquarters, Mary Kay Cosmetics is. And I went into Mary Kay Cosmetics, and it was exactly what I needed. And it had been knocking on my door for several years. And when I finally said yes to that after out the corporate, it was what I call my awakening. Had I not seen women from all walks of life who had taken a hold of this dream of this woman to support women, because I just think Mary Kay Cosmetics is just disguised as a financial empowerment company for women to be good with money and understand the power of money and what choices you can have when you have money. And it's just disguised with makeup, skincare, and all that. I got that, and that changed the game because I needed to understand how to make money differently than getting that paycheck, that great paycheck when I had that great corporate job, to now doing my thing and figuring out how do I make money in my thing and own it, and then create a lifestyle and a way of being that supports it. And plus in Mary Kay, it's the one company that openly, for consultants in there, they openly talk about money. Money is not
They do,
taboo.
and I think they talk a lot about leadership too, and I really, really love that they talk about leadership. What was the best piece of advice somebody ever gave you?
Whoa, that's a good question. I can't even think of what the best piece of advice. Patty, that's a stump for me. What could be the best piece of advice?
We can flip it then. What do you think is the best piece of advice you could give to someone else? We could go that way too. That one works as well.
That one does work. And then we go back to my thing where just allow yourself to stop waiting for permission from people, things outside of you.
That's good. Because a lot of times we do wait for permission. I think that goes along with a good strategy because, this is the Marketing, Media, and Money podcast, right? And so I want to make sure that everybody who listens to this walks away with something that either inspires them to take action in some way, for life, their business, but inspires them to take some type of action. I really love what you said there. I think it is true. We do sometimes give ourselves permission, right? We just stand in our own way. And I think that is really, really important. So Dorris, are you a reader or are you more like to listen to podcasts or do you more like to read books? Which are you more of?
I am a huge reader, so I read books, and I listen to a couple podcasts only when I started to do one. So I'm not a huge podcast listener, but reading is my big thing.
Do you have a few books that you would recommend that are your favorites that you have read over and over again, or ones that you really think that as an entrepreneur, a business owner, you really think that we have? I have some that I recommend that I really, really love right now. I'm super excited about, but what about you?
Okay, I always come back to this one. This is my classic. It's a prosperity classic. It's The Game of Life and How to Play It by Florence Scovel Shinn. That book, I carry and read it all the time, even so much so yesterday, as a matter of fact, I had asked a question and I needed to get an answer. And then I was just led to read this one section, and it was so powerful. I even posted on my Facebook page because I've seen it several times. But it was Man Manifest. I have to say this, so let me find it real quick.
Oh, that's okay. While you're looking for it, I'll share mine. The book that I am reading right now and loving is The 5 a.m. Club by Robin Sharma. I had read The Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod last year, and it was a game changer for me. But then when I read The 5 a.m. Club by Robin Sharma, I was like, okay, own your morning, own your life. I'm just like, own your morning, elevate your life. I love it. And it just really, really works for me. I'm a reader too. I read 2, 3 personal development or business development books a week. And then when I fly, because I travel a lot, give myself a little break, and I tell myself that when I'm on an airplane, I can read just fiction.
Okay, well, so that one, The Miracle Morning, I did download that on audiobook, but I haven't listened to it yet because somebody told me to listen to that. But okay, so from The Game of Life, what I read yesterday, that just kind of like was like, oh my gosh, it was the answer inside of it. And it's so interesting. But it said, man manifests on any plane the sum total of his subconscious beliefs.
Ooh,
and I got to really thinking about that. I was like, okay, our subconscious beliefs, what are they really looking like? For this thing I was asking about and needed an answer to, it was like reminding me I was having this subconscious belief that was going to be harder. I didn't know how I was going to do it. It was just kind of interesting that was the thing. So that's my favorite book. But then the other book, and I can't remember the author, but it's Disrupt You, because I was on the path, I am on the path, and I think women do need to be in a place of disruption, like disrupting the marketplace with what you're doing and not being the same old as other people are doing, and just how can you be more disruptive?
Oh, you're speaking my language, girl. That is like my favorite thing. I tell people all the time, right? You have to position yourself in the marketplace, disrupt it. It's okay. I love that. Love that. So what do you love most about your business today?
Oh, that I finally gave myself unapologetic permission to work it exactly on my terms. So, in the beginning, I followed all these things that people said you had to do it this X, Y, and Z way. And that stuff was I guess it was fine in the beginning. But as now, I was like, no. So when I gave myself permission that I could really define the kind of clients I wanted to work with, and it was like, it's that whole thing of like, I even tell people, you gotta remember who you are. And when I remembered really who I was that who are my clients? Well, they're high-level, high-end women entrepreneurs. And I'm just needed to be okay with that. And when I gave myself permission to work with those types of women, and that I wanted to work do like retreats and then one-on-one VIP strategies and all that, that lit me up versus me trying to do a funnel and all this other stuff that just was driving me crazy.
That's because you're a creative. So I love that. So what's next for you? Is there a project that you're working on now that you're super excited about? What's that?
Yes, I do. I have something. Oh my gosh. It's coming out in December. That's what I can say now. But it's so perfect because it's going to set me up and for the work to do the further work with women going into 2020, because it was a huge endeavor to do, and the timing of it, I thought I was going to have it done earlier in this year, but it's perfect to come out the last month of this decade going into a new decade. So just be on the lookout. Something fabulous is coming in December.
Oh, a little teaser. I like a little teaser. I think that works really good. A little teasing. Okay, so here's what I want to say, Dorris. I love that we've had you here, but before we wrap up, I really want to make sure that I serve and support. So this here is kind of what I call open mic portion of the show. This is where I want you to know that what's the one question that I didn't ask you, but you really want to answer. It's like the open mic. What do you want to share? Maybe I didn't ask it, but that doesn't mean you don't get to answer it. What would you like to share with the audience here?
You know what I think I would like to share?
What?
Is that really people should really understand that you really can drop deeper into soul and really into certainty. So this year my word was certainty, because I think we don't understand, or I knew I didn't really understand it to the depths of what I have been taken through this year on understanding, dropping deeper into certainty on just what you have a higher self, your quantum version of you. There's always more layers of a next level you, and you can really deepen that certainty in that next you to show up to take you where you want to go. And it's really understand. I talk about having a fabulous soul-led life because you are being connected deeper to your soul, and you are in deeper in certainty, that knowing that it doesn't even need to be, you can't even see it, but you know it. You can't explain it, but you know it. You don't need anybody to qualify it for you. You know it. And that is the thing that I think people need to really understand. They have that. All of us have that.
I love that. And just like a good guest, it's like when somebody invites you to dinner, I always like to say, or you go meet somebody for coffee, we bring a bottle of wine or something. You have a gift for my audience as well. And I just love that. So tell us a little bit about it.
I do. I have a fabulous gift. So I created Strategies for Fabulous Thinking ebook. Now you might be deceived by the title. So you must get the ebook because it will be quite a experience than any ebook ever created, I think, on the face of the planet.
That sounds fabulous.
I know. So it takes you through a whole journey experience. And so if you text 708-794-0995, fabulous ebook, all together, fabulous ebook, to 708-794-0995 for the Strategies for Fabulous Thinking.
And for those of you that are thinking, I can't write that down fast enough, we will make sure we have it in the show notes, and we'll make sure that you get it, and you'll be able to just take care of that then. So that is really, really good. So I want to say, I really appreciate you being here. I've just really enjoyed having you here. I appreciate you just being so fabulous, and definitely you have the Fab Factor, and we all want it too. So I think that is really good. So thank you so much for being here. For everybody out there, if you enjoyed today's episode, please like, subscribe, and review the podcast on your favorite listening platform. And remember that sharing is caring. So thank you so much. We'll see you on the next episode of the Marketing, Media, and Money Show. Before we go, how do they get a hold of you? Or share with everybody how they can connect with you.
Okay, you can find me. I am on Facebook, The Fabulous Dorris Burch, and you can also go to my website, Fab, F-A-B, Factor, Factor.com, thefabfactor.com. And I'm on Instagram at I am the Fabulous Dorris Burch.
I love that. I am the Fabulous Dorris. I love that. Thank you so much for being here with me and sharing this time with me. I really appreciate it. You really dropped some gold, so I hope everybody was writing them down because they were perfect and fabulous, and I love it. So thank you so much. We'll see everybody on the next episode.
Thank you for joining us today on the Marketing, Media, and Money podcast. To shorten your learning curve even more, make sure to grab your free copy of the Marketing, Media, and Money magazine at www.marketingmediamoney.com. I promise your business will thank you.